Good morning. On my way to the JOB. Yeah, things have changed since we last met. I got an early job now. But you know what? That's not a bad thing. Because at least I'm getting out there and earning it, not waiting for somebody to bring it to me. It's the American way. I'm going to talk to you about a local issue in the city of San Antonio, Texas. They have this thing on the ballot for November called Propositions A and B. It's relating to a massive redevelopment proposal of their downtown area, which will include a new sports stadium for the San Antonio Spurs, among other things. The project has an estimated cost of roughly $500 million. Not $500,000, $500 billion. And they want to fund it by the venue tax, hotel motel occupancy, which, if anybody knows anything about the city of San Antonio, the hotel motel occupancy tax, which is added on to the cost of your room when you book, is already pretty high. In fact, the tax on any room here in the city of San Antonio is roughly 50% of the cost of your room by the time it's all said and done, with local sales tax, state sales tax, and the hotel motel occupancy tax. So rooms in San Antonio are already expensive. If they're relying on this funding as a means of paying for something, they're in for rude awakening, because hotel motel stays are going to drop. This is a 12-month convention city. 12 months a year they have conventions here, including a very large breast cancer symposium right around this time of year that draws tens of thousands of people to this city from around the world. They've had AIA architect conventions, which draw about that many, not to mention the NCAA Final Four. Happens to like this city quite a lot. If you start charging too much for the room and expecting these people to pay for your lofty endeavors, they're going to get rooms in other cities that are surrounding San Antonio, thus price themselves right out of the competition. It's not a wise idea. Also, this stadium is for the San Antonio Spurs. The San Antonio Spurs have had many venues since coming to San Antonio back in the 1960s, when they were brought here by the late Red McCombs. Let's see, they started in Memorial Auditorium. They went to Freeman Coliseum. They went to the Alamo Dome. They went to the AT&T, now Frost Bank Center. So that's 4 stadiums. 4 arenas, whatever you want to call them. This will be a 5th. When the Alamo Dome was built, they busted up a very successful, prominent, thriving black neighborhood just east of downtown. A lot of the black people who were moved around or moved out of that area have not forgotten that pain. When they built the Frost Bank Center, there were all these promises to the city and county, it's county property by the way, that they were going to do all this redevelopment, revitalization, hotels, eating establishments. None of that has come. And this has been a couple decades. Is this going to be another set of empty promises? I mean, they've already torn down, demolished the Institute of Texan Cultures, which was a beloved local museum about Texas history and culture. They've already torn it down. So they act like it's a foregone conclusion that this thing's going through. We have a city already that its traffic and transportation infrastructure is way out of date. They're trying to play catch up now. There's construction all over the city right now. All kinds of interchanges being built, flyovers, way high, 20, 30 feet into the sky, which when you have an ice storm, they're going to be useless because there's no way to keep those things ice-free. They're just too high. And San Antonio lacks the technology to do it. You're not going to store salt trucks and snow plows when it only snows about once every 5 or 10 years. It would be useless. Be a waste of space and a waste of money. Just like this stadium, a waste of space and a waste of money. If there's such a threat of the San Antonio Spurs leaving, let them go. There's plenty of other cities who can support a team. There's plenty of other cities who have the traffic infrastructure and the transportation infrastructure. Via bus, the local city transportation system doesn't even go everywhere we need it to go. There's some places you just can't get a bus in this city. If I was to try and take a bus to my job, which is a half hour from my house, I'd have to take 3 buses, and it would take me over 2 hours. That's pitiful. And when they have major events here, if you have a concert at the Alamo Dome and a concert at Frost Bank Center, the city runs out of taxi cabs. Chauffeurs sometimes have to drop their passengers real quick, go back to the stadium, and say, look, I'll take you for this much. And people are so desperate to get back to their hotel rooms, they go for it. They'll pay $60 for a 15-minute ride. Yeah, I know from experience. But we need a stadium. Oh, yeah. Which is almost going to be right across from the Alamo Dome, which was sold to us as eventually bringing an NFL franchise. We still don't have one. We did not get the San Diego Chargers. Didn't happen. We didn't start our own. And then, too, there's been murmurings of another minor league baseball stadium. We already have Nelson Wolff Stadium on the west side. Bad spot for a stadium, by the way. The traffic over there is getting increasingly worse. This city is just not ready for this kind of project. But there's a few people out there who want to get rich off the backs of the taxpayer, who want this project to go through. And then, what if the city does not make the hotel motel revenue that they think they will make to pay this back? Who pays it back? They say that there will be no increase to the property taxpayer, but that's the only other source of money that the city has. The city is not a business. They don't produce a product. They don't make anything. Their only source of money is taxation. So those of us who've been footing the bill all along for these lofty pie-in-the-sky charity projects are going to be stuck once again. So, in summation, if you live in San Antonio, if you vote in San Antonio, vote no to projects A and B. And make calls to San Antonio's First News 1200 WOAI and tell them to stop shilling for this project. Ask them who is giving them money or ad revenue to shill for this project and act like it's such a great idea, because it's not. They are doing a great disservice to their listeners. Learn the truth. Arm yourselves with information. Vote no. Thank you.